I guess I should tell you a little about the girls in the Babysitters Club, since the club is basically the most important thing in my life.
Good, the mind control serum has taken effect. Soon I will have the entire Babysitters Club under my control.
Argo Font Book Review, Argo Font Book Review.
We start with Mallory writing in her journal. As usual, she's complaining about how she hates being 11 and how her parents treat her like a little baby. Maybe they don't treat you like an adult yet because all you ever do is whine and sulk about your age, Mal. Ever think of that? Besides, her parents let her get new clothes and earrings in the last book. What more does she want?
I want a nose job. I hate my nose.
This is why you're the least popular babysitter, Mallory. Mallory goes over to Stacy's house to deliver a casserole. Stacy and her mom are still unpacking from the last book, and they move some old boxes to the attic. That's where Mallory finds a strange, old-fashioned trunk. She loves mysteries and old stuff, so she begs Stacy to let her have it. Inside the trunk is a mystery diary from 100 years ago. It is so exciting, Mallory writes about it in her diary. Mallory doesn't read the mystery diary, though. She has to tell the Babysitters Club about it first. Obviously, no one can engage in interesting activities without a club mandate. Today's plot kid is Buddy Barrett. He's been getting bad grades in school, and as we know from Book 5, Mrs. Barrett is a horrible parent who can't be bothered to help her children with their problems. The teacher suggested doing 5 minutes of flashcards each day, but Mrs. Barrett responds with, "Whoa, no way! That's too much time to spend with my kids. I gotta dump this responsibility onto someone else." So she asks the Babysitters Club to tutor Buddy. Mallory is the narrator today, so she gets the job. The tutoring goes badly at first. Buddy purposely forgets his things, he complains a lot, and he doesn't follow directions. But the next time, Mallory comes up with the perfect idea. Comic books! Buddy eagerly devours them and becomes a master reader in no time. Back with the mystery diary, it belongs to a 12-year-old girl named Sophie. And yes, Mallory complains that Sophie is older than she is, even though she lived 100 years ago and it doesn't matter in the slightest anymore. Jeez, Mal. The diary says Sophie's mother died in childbirth, causing a huge fight between her grandpa Hickman and her father Jared. Not long after, a portrait of the dead mother disappeared. Sophie vows her spirit will haunt the house until the portrait is recovered. Oh no, Stacy's house is haunted! Ah! The girls discuss the mystery at their next meeting. It turns out this isn't the first time these people have caused problems. Jared is the ghost who haunted Dawn's house in Book 9, while Hickman is the ghost who haunts the graveyard in Book 17. I personally like this continuity detail, but other reviewers complain that it's Anne Martin basically reusing the same ghost story 3 times. The babysitters try to solve the mystery with a seance. Christy dresses up as Madame Kristen and pretends to channel Sophie's spirit, but she turns the entire thing into a joke. After that, the babysitters get real. They search all over Stacy's house for evidence, and just kidding, they sit around and do nothing. Since our babysitters stink at mystery solving, it's up to 9-year-olds to solve the mystery for them. First, we have a chapter where Charlotte Johansson teaches Stacy that things aren't always the way they seem. Then, Buddy asks to see the mystery diary. Mallory shows him the trunk, and he finds the culprit's confession inside. No, I'm not kidding. The mystery is solved because Mallory didn't notice the culprit's confession was right there next to the mystery diary. Mallory, you fail. The confession reveals that the portrait wasn't stolen. Grandpa Hickman had it painted over, and he lied about it to everybody because he's a jerk. Buddy says the portrait is probably in Stacy's attic, the same place where they found the trunk. Again, the kid comes up with an obvious suggestion that Mallory overlooked. They find the painting without much trouble, and the Babysitters Club rewards Buddy with a brand new book. The end. Post-book follow-up. There have been several mystery books in the Babysitter's Club series, and eventually they get their own mystery spin-off series. Yay! I do like how the mysteries are engaging, and they often have a scary element. But as a mystery fan, I don't like the solutions. This mystery is a perfect example. Our heroes did no investigation whatsoever, and the mystery got solved because the confession literally dropped into their hands. That's not a satisfying solution. It is neat that the little kids helped solve the mystery. Good idea. But it comes at the expense of making the babysitters incompetent detectives. With a little refinement, I think that this story would have worked out a lot better. I liked seeing the Barrett family again. Sometimes it's good to check in on old characters instead of introducing a new plot kid every book. I also like seeing Mallory's creative solutions to Buddy's reading problems. That was good. I find it interesting that this book and Mallory's last book are two of the best examples of what will eventually become the standard Babysitter's Club book formula, where the babysitter has her own storyline and one of the kids has a subplot that mirrors the main storyline exactly. When the babysitter helps the kid resolve their issue, that gives her the inspiration to resolve her own problem. Is that the Babysitter's Club formula? Do I have it right? I haven't read too far ahead in the series, so I'm sorry if I got it wrong. Either way, the point stands that Mallory's plot kids have storylines that mirror hers. Expect to see a lot more of that in the future, like, next book. Overall, I think that this is a decent book, although it's definitely not one of my favorites. I just didn't like the mystery solution. But the premise is good, solving an old mystery from the 1800s. Mallory's narration was also good, although at this point Mallory's narration would have to be on par with Shakespeare to get fans to stop cracking jokes about her. I'd say fix up the mystery solution and change the mandatory Karen chapter to something more interesting, and you'd have a top-notch entry in the Babysitter's Club series. I give BSC number 29, Mallory and the Mystery Diary, a 7 out of 10.